All right, welcome to the LotusSpace channel. We're going to be doing a general and the person on your mind reading for the fire and air signs today. So let's start with fire. Let's do Aries. Being weird AF is better than being boring AF. So I feel like recently somebody may have made you feel like who you are is not... I don't think you care though. Who you are is like not normal, or like trying to make you feel bad about yourself. But you honestly, like what I'm getting is you honestly just didn't care. Like you didn't let that stop you. You were just like, okay, oh well, and kept it moving. Like even if you thought it, like even if inside of yourself, you started like second guessing yourself and what they said, you didn't let that show on your demeanor. And actually this attitude of not caring is what's going to level you up financially, spiritually, in all aspects of your life. Is that push, that drive to keep going no matter what anybody thinks of you. You definitely don't care. Like you're just gonna 111 on the clock. You're definitely going to keep pushing forward and go after your goals and your desires. And that even if you have to pull yourself back from those people that are trying to make you feel less about yourself, it almost feels like these people are doing that because they see you evolving and growing, and they're trying to find ways to bring you back because they feel as if you're going to outgrow them, or leave them behind. But I feel like you're happy. Like it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It doesn't matter how anyone else feels. Like you're leveling up, you're going after your goals, and nothing's stopping you from achieving what it is that you want to achieve. Even if you overthink it in your head, you might think about it for a little bit, and then you say F that, and you keep it moving, you keep it pushing, and nobody ever really sees you second guess yourself. All right, let's look at love. So the person on your mind. So what's going on with the person on your mind? Ooh, it fell in the drawer. So they might be trying to keep a secret from you. It's easier to just stay away right now. And I should have been more honest with you about how I was feeling at the time. Okay. So I feel like somebody wasn't honest with you about their feelings, or it almost feels like maybe you told somebody like, I don't want anything serious right now, and they tried to like manipulate the situation or play with your head, and then they got hurt. I'm feeling, or vice versa. Like it was almost like you told somebody how you were feeling or what you wanted, and they thought, okay, well, I'm gonna like stick around and try to change their mind. And you were like, no, we're not doing that type of thing. It could be vice versa in this situation, where it just feels like there's a little bit of game playing, an ego that was involved in the situation. It also feels like maybe like somebody didn't call somebody back, so the other person just didn't say anything else, or yeah, you're very much in your head about the ending of this. It almost feels like a situation where maybe it just ghosted. Like maybe it feels very petty, and like pride. Both of you just had a lot of pride, because it feels like an incident where like maybe you were both in your head, or you saw something, or a friend said something to you, and you were like, oh well, like I'm just gonna wait for them to message me back, or you were supposed to go on a date and they were supposed to let you know when, or like something along those lines, and they never reached back out, and neither one of you did. So it kind of just, the situation fizzled out type of thing. It feels like something along those lines, and there's a lot of like not really understanding what happened. It also feels like there could have been just a big argument and then ghosting after it, where it was like whatever it is, either situation, that the feelings, the issue wasn't ever addressed, and it's just kind of just sitting there in the oasis of doubt. Oh, but there is, okay, I honestly feel like if one of you would just take the step forward and just open a conversation about what happened, you'd find out like that it's almost like a misunderstanding. Like you both just didn't understand what was going on, or the situation. Your expectations led you both, and your pride led you both to misunderstand each other. But I feel like if you could come together and have a conversation with this person, you might actually get a much better outcome than you expected. But just be very direct about how it made you feel. and very direct about what you want. And I feel like you'll end up getting on the same page with things. Take your time with this, though. This is something that's going to take some time to come in or to be addressed. But I feel like there will be a resolution of what happens, and it'll end up being something very positive for both sides. All right, Aries, like, subscribe, share. If you want a personal reading, TheLotus.Space. All right, let's go into Sagittarius. You are not required to set yourself on fire to keep other people warm. I like that. I think a lot of times, Sagittarius, you tend to overgive yourself or try to make everybody else happy. And then you end up depleting your own energy and not feeling happy yourself, or people just don't come through for you like you do for them. I do think that your passion is sparking within inside of you, and you're getting a lot of great ideas for how to move forward, especially when it comes to your career or which direction you want to go. This could even include a move. But I think you're very independent right now and focused on yourself, and I think that's where it needs to be. Keep this to yourself. Whatever ideas you have or direction you want to take, don't talk to anybody about it yet. It's almost like keep it to yourself. Allow yourself to start manifesting, and then once you complete it, then let everybody else know. Because I just feel like you have the potential to really make this grow, but people might make you doubt yourself. And that's why it's so important to keep this idea to yourself and what your next move is and where you want to go and what you want to do until you're actually manifesting it and almost halfway there or all the way there. This could also involve like a love situation where you might have just started talking to somebody and you find this person very attractive or this passion for somebody. But make sure to keep it to yourself right now, because this is something, there's this energy of needing to be independent right now. But also allow this opportunity into your life, but let it grow naturally, slowly, and keep it to yourself. Everybody doesn't need to know your business, for sure. Let's talk about the person on your mind. The person on your mind. Person on Sagittarius' mind. Would you reject me? I feel damaged, like I just can't do this. Maybe we're too different. I think there might have been, for some of you, there may have been a pretty hard breakup, or if it's not a breakup, it could have been a situationship that just kind of fizzled out and you're still overthinking it. It just feels like there was a lot of hard energy that came with this. And this feeling of, if this person tried to come back in, would you reject them? Do you even want them anymore? And quite frankly, like, I don't know that you do. Like, I think you're very much focused on yourself, on your goals, where you're going, what you're creating, and you're not letting anybody hold you back. And I think this person is feeling that energy. This could be somebody that took advantage of you and made you feel like you were constantly trying to help them or make them feel better about themselves, and then they constantly shitted on you. Very karmic. The person, I think that's where this independent energy is coming in right now, where it's like, this karmic situation, you have to let go of. You're still releasing and healing this part and then there's this opportunity with this new love coming in. But I really feel like your mind right now is like, nope, I just want to focus on myself. I just want to get this money. I just want to set myself up for success. And I think that's where you need to be while you're releasing this and letting this go. Because it really doesn't feel like a healthy situation. Even if this person does try to come back with the retrogrades coming up, the Mercury retrograde, I don't think you should allow this person back in, because they just seem flaky. They seem very impulsive, but in and out. It's not like a mature, good energy for you to be in. And then you have that lover, that new energy coming in that is gonna, I felt like saying Gemini, that is gonna be worth it for you. But right now, just focus on yourself. There's this healing that needs to occur first. All right, like, subscribe, share. If you want a personal reading, TheLotus.Space. All right, let's go into, we did Aries. Let's do Leo. Your growth scares people who don't want to change. Oh, okay. So I feel like you have been growing and adapting, and some of your friends and family have not been doing the same with you. And there's this need for you to leave them behind. As you continue to grow and expand yourself, because all they're going to do is hold you back. They're not people that are in it to work on it or work towards it with you. Like, these are people that are really just out for themselves, things that benefit themselves. Like they wouldn't put in the same work that you did, but they expect the same results, and that's not fair. So there's really this need for you to remove those people, because you can't take everybody with you when you level up or when you grow. And sometimes that hurts because you've known these people for years or a long, long time. They're a big part of your life, but they're just not growing with you. And they're really, if you keep them there, they're just going to block your achievements, your success. And then they're going to make you feel like shit because they're constantly taking and mooching off of you. And that's just not fair. All right, let's see. Let's do person on your mind. The person on Leo's mind. Well, they got a lot to say. I wasn't ready for you. No one compares to you. So I feel like this feels like it's either one of two things, okay? Like you could have already met this person, but at the time it was like you guys never actually became intimate, or nothing ever grew from it because you were both just going different ways, had different ideas or different goals, or there was something that blocked you guys from actually making this grow and expand. And that's really what stopped you. That growth was, it was almost like that growth was stopped because your paths went two different ways and you couldn't expand it. The other thing is you had somebody that you were with, and there was some kind of mistreatment or hurt here. Like maybe you wanted a commitment and they were like, I'm not ready for 11:11 on the clock. I'm not ready for commitment. I don't want that. And there was a disconnect for that as well. It doesn't feel like this is anything that was like deep heartbreak. It could have been, but it more so feels like if it was deep, for those that it was like a deep heartbreak, there's a need for you to completely let this go and move forward with your life. For those that it was just like your paths weren't aligning at the time, like it was right person, wrong time is the energy I'm getting from it. Let's see what's going to happen with the right person, wrong time type of energy. I honestly, it's interesting. Clarify the Six of Swords. I feel like this is the thing, in order for you know that this person, you and this person could really grow and expand and do some great things together. But I think you also know that there's either a lifestyle or you would have to change something within your life in order to make this happen, whether it's moving closer to the person, changing your lifestyle, or getting rid of certain friends. Like there would have to be a shift in both of your lives in order for this to come together. But there is like this, if that was something that you decided to do with this person, they are a soulmate. Like there is a strong connection with this person, but it would take time for it to grow. So if you felt like strongly for somebody, but you guys could never get it to like, either your paths took you on two different paths. Like don't doubt that feelings. You guys did have a mutual feeling here. It just feels like it wrong, right person, wrong time type of energy. And that there is potential for this to grow in the future, but you have to be willing to make some changes in order to make it work. All right, Leo, I hope that helps. Like, subscribe, share if you want a personal reading, TheLotus.Space. All right. Thank you. All right, let's go into the air signs. All right, let's do Gemini. Stop trying to skip the effing struggle. So Gemini, I feel like there might have been some kind of disappointment or things that you've had to let go of that you're just trying to avoid. Like it's like you don't want to face or deal with it, the internal part of it and the release. Like you're trying to act like it doesn't hurt or it's not there or this didn't happen and ignore it instead of actually talking through it and dealing with it, whether it's talking through it with yourself or with somebody else. And this is general, so this could be love, career, anything like that. Be patient with yourself. Like a part of your growth is coming from, things are getting shaken up for you, that's for sure. I don't know why that just happened. But a part of your growth is going through this struggle so that you can be strong enough in order to take the next step and do what's necessary to face the beast. Face whatever, kind of get into this place of being very strict and very logical about what you allow and won't allow. Like you gain a backbone from this struggle. But you have to be willing to really face the beast that's within yourself or around you. Stop allowing people to walk all over you, or stop allowing yourself to avoid those emotions, those deep emotions that you really need to work through and heal. Because it's only going to block you. Trying to skip the struggle, all you're doing is setting yourself backwards. You're taking steps backwards because you can't skip the struggle. You have to go through the struggle. So if you try to skip it, all you're doing is backpedaling. It's not going anywhere. If you skip it, maybe you're going to have another obstacle or a blockage, and then you have to go back and come back around, but you're never going to be able to skip it. It's just not. There's always, you got to get through it. Let's look into love. 15:15 on the clock. That's the person on your mind. Let's look at them. That is too much. I thought it was one card. Oh, whoa, okay. Somebody's not happy. I can't seem to find the right words to say to you. I feel badly for the way I treated you. You didn't deserve it. I think a part of what you're trying, this struggle, is you healing and finally fully releasing somebody that no matter what you did, like you did everything to make this person happy, and they never gave you back that same respect, that same love, that same care, that same nourishment. And I think a part of you going through this struggle is fully healing it and forgiving and letting go. Forgiving doesn't mean letting that person back in your life. It just means forgiving so that you can move forward. This person really hurt you bad. And I think you really, really tried everything that you could to make this person happy, to make this work, to change yourself, to work through it. Like you really thought you were trying, and it just felt like no matter what you did, this person like just continued to ignore your feelings and what you needed, or they would just do it temporarily and then leave you out in the cold again once they got what they wanted. I think for you, you have to understand that this pain that you went through is only going to make you wiser. And as you heal from this, finish the final cycles of healing, you're going to take a new direction that's going to bring you a lot more fulfillment and joy and passion. And also the relationship that you truly seek and that you wanted. There's going to be no more sadness, no more people taking advantage of your kindness, no more having to feel like this. The next person that comes in your life is going to be all about you, and you're going to feel it. You're not going to feel like you have to chase them, or you're not going to question or feel like there's gray areas of you don't know what's to come next. Like you're going to know how this person feels, and there's going to be no confusion about that. But first you have to get through the struggle. First you have to heal and deal with this trauma and this pain that the past person gave you. But once you get through that, it's a beautiful new beginning. So just know that once you get through these emotions, and it takes time, the healing process takes time, you can't rush it. But once you get through it, there's something beautiful waiting for you at the end of the rainbow, I heard. But on the other side, the grass in your case is going to be greener on the other side. All right. Like, subscribe, share if you want a personal reading, TheLotus.Space. All right, let's do Libra. When you are wrong, admit it. When you're right, be quiet. You know, I feel like Libra, there's this need for you to really evaluate yourself. Really take some time to go in and evaluate. It feels like some of the decisions that you've made may not have been the wisest. Like maybe you didn't think through things or plan ahead. Or maybe even it just became you trying to compete with somebody else, or not feeling worthy in yourself, that it was like you're competing with somebody else. But I feel like there's this need for you to take a step back and realize how you've kind of caused your own demise in a sense in some area of your life, whether it's finances or career or your happiness or love. In some ways you have caused your own failures, your own problems that you will be able to overcome and solve them. But first you have to cut off a certain aspect of yourself that's blocking you, and become more organized and structured around what you're trying to create. So if it comes to finances, it's really getting smarter with your finances and where you spend, how you spend, planning ahead so you can save money. things like that. When it comes to your love and your friendships, if you're going through a cycle of friends not wanting to be friends with you anymore because of the same issue, like whether it's like you're too flirty, or you're talking to their man, or you're too close to their man, or I don't know, or they feel like you're fake, like you went and told somebody business. I don't know exactly the incident, but in that case, take a minute to look at yourself, because if it's a repeating issue, you're the only thing in those different friendships that's the common denominator. So it's time to kind of look at yourself, and none of us are perfect. So don't like get down on yourself, but none of us are perfect. So really highlighting where you need to evolve or fix yourself so that you can move forward and stand in your power and have solid friendships or a good job or solid finances. You have to realize where you're causing your own demise. 2020 on the clock. So let's talk about the person in your mind. Being apart has been life-changing. Throwing cards. How could you still love me after all I've done? I got spooked. This is interesting. I feel like for some of you, you were dealing with somebody that was very manipulative. And I think you were trying any way to make this person like you, no matter how much they kind of pushed you away and were like, no, I'm okay, type of thing. Or, no, I'm not going to do this, but I'll see you when I want to. Like, it just feels like it was very much absorbed around their time and what they wanted to do. And maybe at this point, I think you started to realize the manipulation, and now you started to pull your energy back. And once you start pulling your energy back, I feel like this person's going to be like, whoa, wait a minute, like that attention's not there anymore. And they're going to wonder why. Like then they're going to start to realize like, oh, I missed this. They really did do a lot. They really did do this. They did that. Like that kind of energy. Let me see. Yeah, it just feels like they were... I almost feel like you were chasing after like a bad boy or bad girl, like somebody that's just not committed. Like they just are not there, like not on the level that you wanted them to be. And I think you got yourself wrapped in this cycle of trying to like impress or make somebody want you. And it ended up almost like they would do things that would hurt you, and you would accept it because you just wanted to act like everything was cool. They didn't hurt you. Everything was calm, like collected. But I think as soon as you pull your energy back, that's when this person's going to realize how wrong they were for what they did. But it's not going to happen until you pull that energy back. From this particular person. It just feels like it's not you, it's them. Yeah, they just didn't give as much as you did. I think, and it really, I almost feel like it messed with your head. Like, well, what's wrong with me? Like, they gave me this attention. It's like they gave you a little bit, just enough to be like attracted or want to see it go further. And then it became like an obsessive thought of, wait, I know they like me because we did this, but now they're not entertaining me. Okay, let me do this. Let me do this. Let me see, that kind of thing. This isn't going to be for all Libras, but I definitely feel this energy of that, like, and it's making you second guess yourself, and you shouldn't. You just need to pull your energy back because they feel like almost entitled to you now, entitled to your energy, and that's not fair for you. All right, Libra. I hope this helps. Like, subscribe, share. If you want a personal reading, TheLotus.Space. All right, we got our final sign. Let's do Aquarius. The wound is the place where the light enters. Let's see. So I definitely feel like you have been going through a lot of conflicts. And it feels like about what it is that you even want out of life. Like, where do you want to go? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? What is your happiness? What does that look like? And it just feels like a lot of what's around you or that you're surrounded by currently, you know that's not going to bring you your happiness, but you're staying in that, whether it's a job or a person or friendships. Whatever it is you're doing is not going to bring you the wish fulfillment that you want. It's going to leave you with more wounds and hurt, but what are you doing to change or adapt so that you can align yourself with what you want instead of continuing to be in a cycle where you're not receiving the things that you need and require? This definitely feels very much around love. I think you're starting to second guess the types of people you're dating and who you truly see yourself with. Like, do you see yourself in a relationship, a marriage with kids, or do you just want somebody to travel the world with? Really getting clear about what you want and not accepting anybody less, making sure that what comes in is of that caliber, or not just settling in it just because you're alone and you just want something fun to do for now. Let's talk about the person on Aquarius's mind. Person on Aquarius's mind. I should have been more honest with you about how I was feeling at the time. You feel like home to me. You know, I feel like this could be your energy or the other person's energy, where you may have really fallen for somebody. Maybe you never actually took it further, or now you're in the friend zone, or it's like somebody that you were like, no, I'm not ready for anything. So they walked away. I think you're now, this person's either thinking that way about you, or you're now thinking about this person like, wow, like this person was really good. Like this, how did I not see this? Why did I not take that opportunity when it was right in my hands? Why did I not express my feelings? It feels like at the time with this person, you may have been juggling or they were juggling. And it became a karmic cycle, but it was only that way because you weren't seeing past your own blockages. You weren't willing to be vulnerable and open to the situation, or they weren't willing to be that, vice versa, depending on which side you're on with this. But you weren't willing to really give your whole heart. You were only giving a little bit of love to the situation. You're only willing to show a little bit of yourself, which turned this into a karmic situation because you kept juggling instead of putting your all into this person. And now it just feels like this person's not there anymore, and that burdened you, because I feel like you really feel like this person could have been the one if you guys had just been able to move past your pride and been open and vulnerable with each other. It's like a lost opportunity. All right, Aquarius. Like, subscribe, share. If you want a personal reading, TheLotus.Space. All right, thank y'all. Mwah.